Hello, Mr. David's class. It is Mr. David coming back at you for week 2 of our stay at home school. This is the preview video for the week as far as what we're going to be working on in class and things you should be kind of thinking about trying to take on. And I'm also going to just give you some little hints and helps with some things here so that we're all set for our next week of learning. I'm actually recording this on National Tartan Day, so happy National Tartan Day. And I have put a poll last week out on the Google videos as far as if you wanted to see a Scotland presentation or not this year. I know you saw it last year. So I'll talk to you about that, and maybe we'll work a little more with that too. So we have 3 things that I want to talk about today for our week, and I'm going to start in the order we usually do them at school. So I'm going to start with reading. We have by this time completed week 1. It's all done. Week 1 is all over with. You should have that pretty well done. And then we're now moving on to week number 2. Now week 2, right here, you can see we have 3 stories lined up. We have Hansel and Gretel and Cinderella. Those are both fairy tales. And then we have Trouble in the Amazon, which is a nonfiction piece talking about the rainforests and the Amazon River and some efforts there to preserve that area. There'll be some more reading and writing with this, but this week I'm going to have some lessons to go with it in the literacy lesson about ways to look at fairy tales, because sometimes when you have to write about a fairy tale, there are some extra steps, and it can sometimes be a little complicated because you're writing about something fictional. It's very easy to put in your own opinion there, and if you don't choose a selection where you need your opinion, you don't really want to have your opinion in there. You want to talk about what the authors were thinking. And so we're going to look at a way to do that, and we may even do part of one together there because that's kind of new for us. In writing, which is our next subject that we usually do at school, you'll see we're on week 2. How to make a rainbow, climate, and then 2 more of those word ladder activities. Hope you're having fun with those and you're able to solve those and make those work. How to make a rainbow and climate kind of go together with a weather unit that we are kind of going to get to towards the end of the school year, probably on here, unless we get back into the room, which I hope we do. You'll be able to see that, but those go with that, and there's some writing involved there. Remember, when you write, you can answer on Google Classroom and hand it in. There will be a hand-in spot that way, and I can read it right away and give you feedback. Or if you'd rather, you can write it on paper, and then when you do a work hand-in, just make sure it's in there and it has a date on it and a title so I know what it's for, and then I can read it and see it. That being said, make sure every day you're checking Google Classroom. I'm going to have some announcements on there, a poll once in a while, things to share with you, and all the videos will be archived there so you can go back and look at an earlier video if you feel like you need to do that. So be sure you do that. All right, the last one is math. So in math, in week 2 here, you're going to be working on your Minute Maths 40 through 44, preview packet pages 5 through 8, and that one you're going to need scrap paper, so be sure you use scrap paper on there, and then hand that in with it so I can see it. We are going to do 2 lessons this week. We are going to work on lessons 610 and 611. They both have to do with angles. We're going to get into depth working with angles quite a bit. With that, this tool that we made last week, the angle measurer, you're going to need one of those unless you have a protractor at home. Some of the lessons are going to say use a protractor, but we don't have one. So we're going to work with this and make it work. It'll be fine. If you don't have one of these, you might want to go back to that lesson, I believe it was 6-8, and watch the first maybe 4 minutes of that lesson video, and it shows you how to make one of these so you can make another one. You're going to want to have one ready for your math lesson because we're going to work on that quite a bit. I'll also be adding this week, I got my marker board. I grabbed one of the slates from school, and I got markers so I can write some things on there and share. You don't have one of these at home probably, so it's okay if you go ahead and use a piece of paper because that'll make sure that you have some of the notes down that we take and things that we do. So those are some of the things you want to keep in mind to be prepared. The last thing I wanted to bring up, and I didn't talk about this for week 1 much, so I don't know how much of this you did, and if you didn't do any of it, it's okay because this is kind of the week we're starting on it, and if you did, that's fine too because then you're ahead of schedule. We have a packet on organs of the human body, and it's pretty thick. There's a lot of paper there. Small tree got taken down for that. In here, there's a whole bunch of things about systems, and there's some fun activities, like word searches and things like that you might do, but there's some diagrams. I am toying around with, we might make a science lesson online too, and I might show you a few things I want to talk about and things we can highlight and do with this packet. So this counts as your science work for this time. And of course, there's discovery education. You can look up videos and things about pretty much anything in science there, but you can see a lot there. This is our social studies packet. We were kind of finishing up local and state governments in our social studies. Whoops, there we go. And this has a lot about geographic tools because we're going to have to do some mapping online to finish our regions. We have to go through that. And to do that, you're going to need to be familiar with your tools because I won't be there to help you get them out or anything. So that's what the beginning of this is about. Once you get in it just a little ways, there's some review stuff about Wisconsin government, which we kind of did. And there's a neat thing about time zones, but the thing I really wanted to focus on is, not that page. Here we go. There is some map skills in the back that have to do with the hemispheres, and that's really important too. I know it seems like, well, what's that have to do with regions? Nothing really, but your map skills need to stay sharp too. You'll need those in 5th grade and beyond, and that's what that's going to be. And we'll probably talk about that. I may have a science/social studies video to kind of talk about a few of those things so that we're staying up to speed on all that. So that's basically what we're going to be doing this week. Might throw a few fun things in there. My daughters are thinking about doing a music video about the human body, and I might post that if they want me to. I have some other things I want to do and work with you on. So I hope it's going well. I hope everything's working out at home, and I hope everybody's getting these videos. I've been trying to make sure with emails and sending it out different ways that you're getting it. Other than that, I think we're pretty much set for the week and ready to go. And so everybody take care, keep working hard. And again, if you need to get in contact with me, you can email me at my email address, which is david_d@afasd.net. And I get that every day. I'm online 4 to 8 hours a day, so on the computer, so you'd be able to see me there. We can schedule a Zoom meeting or a Google Meet or something like that if we need to meet in person as far as online. Otherwise, your parents can call me on my cell phone, 608-547-3275. They can email me, like I said, or message me on the Remind app. Any one of those ways, I'm going to get it one way or another. Maybe not right away, but I'll get it and get back to you, and we can set up anything we need to do if any of that stuff's getting confusing. But watch the videos and, pause them and rewatch them if you need to, and I think that'll help with everything. So I hope you're having a great week, and let's have a good second week, and then I'll have another on camera with my face probably for the 3rd week. So take care, everybody, and happy learning.